Hi folks, this is Avinash here from PyWeb. Today I'll be talking about the NMTC exams. So if you're a parent or a student interested in math, then you must definitely follow. So what is the NMTC exam? NMTC is nothing but it stands for National Mathematics Talent Contest. It is being conducted by the AMTA. Now what is interesting with respect to NMTC is that all of the questions presented here are non-routine in nature. So what do I mean by non-routine? Very simple. These are questions where the concept or the knowledge required would be same as what you are taught in school. However, the application depth and the way that the questions are presented is completely different, right? So it really tests your flair for math, and that's what makes it a very unique and different exam. So this NMTC exam actually goes all the way back to 1968, and many great mathematicians in India have started taking this exam, right? One more interesting aspect is this AMTA kind of runs parallel to International Mathematics Olympiad. So all of you who have aspirations to go on to that level, this is a very good starting point for you to look at. And finally, if you're a math enthusiast, I am not particular about competitive exams and all those things, but you're just a math enthusiast, even then the questions presented are really interesting for you to take a look at. So moving on, let us see the exam stages. So the exam is conducted in two stages. The first is a preliminary test. It is an objective type test where around 30 questions are given. The students are given 2 hours to solve this exam, and 10% of students who do well in the preliminary test go on to the final test. The final test is for 3 hours. It is a subjective exam where you actually need to write down your steps and the way of working. And again, a unique aspect in this entire thing is even the elegance of solution is given marks or weightage for. So apart from the proof, how you have arrived at the proof is also something that is looked at, which again makes this exam very unique. So moving on, let us see who all can take the exam, right? What is the exam eligibility? As you can see this table, right from class 5 onwards, anybody can take the exam. So in the contest name, you can see we have honored all the mathematicians. AMTA has given the names of almost all the great mathematicians of our previous eras. And you can just see the corresponding classes to your level in the contest name. I think the crux of this slide is anybody from class 5th onwards can take it. So if you are above class 5, definitely do take this exam. So moving on, what is the syllabus? Okay, I am interested, but what is the syllabus, right, for the exam? All the usual suspects are there. You have algebra, geometry, mensuration, arithmetic, combinatorics. Nothing new in terms of, the topic name. As I mentioned earlier, where the real difference comes in is the application of these concepts. So in terms of topics, this is pretty much what it is. We actually have a detailed write-up on the subtopics under each of these as well, right? Because under algebra, there is probably 10 or 20 different subtopics that are involved, and it varies by classes. I'll leave the link in the description and you can look at that page if you want to look at the detailed syllabus of what are the portions and the subtopics for your respective classes, right? Moving on, okay, you know the syllabus, you're interested in the exam. What are the important dates? The most important date that you must remember is November 15th. So this is the last date of registration. You need to kind of register before November 15th, and the actual preliminary test happens on 4th December. So again, keep in mind, if there is one takeaway for you from this entire video, it is this, that you need to register before 15th November. The rest of the things will fall in place for you as and when you communicate, right? Okay, now let us move on and see how do you apply, right? So there are two different ways in which you can apply. There is one which is the institutional quota and the second which is individual. I'll talk a little bit in depth about both. So what is institutional quota? Your school can work with AMTA and decide to conduct the exam. So let's say your school conducts the exam, you have no problem. The school will take care of arrangements on which date they are going to conduct it, how are they going to conduct it, selecting the top 10%. All of that would be done by the school. All you have to do is approach your school teacher and ask, hey, is the AMTA exam happening for us this week? Are we registered with the AMTA? Now, say for some reason the school is unable to conduct the exam or has not partnered with the AMTA. One good aspect is there is also an open quota, which is nothing but you can apply individually to AMTA. There are a series of very simple steps that you have to do. For a small amount like 150, you will be able to register for the exam. You can just visit this website. Please make a note of this, amtaonline.com, and click their NMTC page to know further details. They have given what is their NEFT ID, to which IFSC code you need to transfer, what is the bank account number, and all of those things are explained very well. So you can just reach out to them, see this amtionline.com and apply it online. Everything can be done digitally as far as I understand. Right? So very easy to apply. Make sure you do it. Okay. As a country, we are all kind of obsessed with patterns, right? So what is the pattern? That is the first question that I always get when I talk about any exam. That is how I thought about also as a student, because that is, we kind of want to game the exam, right? So the exam pattern is very simple. This is for preliminary. We will cover only preliminary at this point of time, since that is the first exam and that is our first milestone to cross. As I mentioned, it is for 2 hours. There are 30 questions in the exam. Right, and it is split into 2 parts, part A and part B. Part A are all MCQ questions. So you have 20 questions under part A, where there are usually 4 choices for each questions, objective in nature again. For each correct answer, you get +1, and for each wrong answer, you get -0.5. As you can see, you are heavily penalized for your negative scoring. So please do not guess. That is a failing strategy in this exam because of the high negative mark. Now, look at part B. Part B is very similar to part A, but it is fill in the right answer. So what do I mean by that? You essentially have a fill in the blank. A simple example could be 1 + 1 = could be left as blank, right? I'm just giving a very simple example. So you need to fill the blank as 2 or whatever the answer is. Here, there are no choices that are present. So literally, the world is your oyster, so to speak. There are infinite options. So the correct answer is the same +1, but for the wrong answer, you're just penalized -0.25 here. Because you really cannot guess here from a plate of options. You just have to go for whatever you want. So the negative score is slightly lesser here, but again, it's still harsh, right? And one difference that the AMTA has been implementing from last year, I think mostly due to pandemic, is the fact that the medium of instruction would be only English. So earlier there was Tamil, Telugu and various regional languages. All of that has been done away with. And this year we'll have only English as the medium of instruction. Great. Now you know the exam pattern as well. Okay, so we now need to see how do we prepare for the exam. That is the most important question, right? So as I mentioned, these are non-routine in nature, and by very definition, non-routine means there are no templates. You cannot go through 30, 40 templates and hope that one question would repeat from that. That's just not how non-routine works. However, you can go through several questions to develop a feel and flair for the questions. Often the questions are slightly verbose in nature, and students kind of fumble interpreting what the questions are, since it's very different from what they have been exposed in school. So going through a set of questions to get a feel and seeing how the solutions are explained will help a long way in being prepared for the exam. So AMTA on their website have a series of books that they have published. You can log on into one of them and order your subscription and get it delivered at your home if you want to pursue it. If you are a more digital person, you can visit piverb.com. We have a series of sample questions that mimic whatever is present in the AMTA preliminary stage. All are objective in nature. You can definitely take a look at them and get a hang of it. Alternatively, you are seeing this on Piverb's YouTube channel. Just visit our channel and click videos. We have almost 40 plus videos that we have put out, all of 5 to 6 minutes, where there is an objective question and then the detailed solution has also been explained. All of these 40 questions are non-routine in nature. Again, it gives you a feel of this, right? So moving on, finally, when I did this entire presentation, the students asked me only one question. I understand all these things, it's great, but still I've not understood what non-routine is. So I thought, let me give you an example. All of you have some variant of counting that you have already been taught, right? So after 1 you get 2, after 2 you get 3. That is like the building blocks, and it goes all the way up to complex permutation, combination, all those questions. So here is a very simple example of how a non-routine question looks like, right? So in how many ways can 2 squares be chosen from an 8x8 chessboard such that the squares are not on the same rows or the same columns? So pretty straightforward question, but it requires good amount of conceptual clarity and it takes a bit of time to figure out the solution, right? So I'll not be going into the solution, but like I mentioned, there is a YouTube channel, and in our YouTube channel, you will be able to see the solution to this entire video set, right? Yeah, that's pretty much what we had. You can always visit our piverb.com website if you want to try some non-routine questions. Definitely check out our YouTube channel. You're on the channel. Just see the playlist on the right side. You have a Piverb Math Olympiad playlist. Take it before you go for the exam. All the best. Cheers.